Ba-ba-da-ba, ba-ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba.
Eyes, lungs, pancreas. So many snacks, so little time.
Welcome back to Should You Watch This with the Popcorn Priest. I'm your host, Chris Compton. Today we'll be reviewing Venom from 2018.
I'm Eddie Brock. I'm a reporter. I found something really bad. I'm hearing a voice.
Eddie.
I have been taken.
What is that?
What do you want from me?
You will find out.
You have no idea how much you're scaring me right now.
What the hell are you?
We are Venom.
Joining me today are recurring guests Cole and Taylor, my old buddies from the theater that I used to work with. Always a pleasure to have them on the pod. Today's description of Venom is: a failed reporter is bonded to an alien entity, one of many symbiotes, who have invaded Earth. But the being takes a liking to Earth and decides to protect it. Directed by Ruben Fleischer, who has directed movies such as 30 Minutes or Less and the Zombieland movies, which I like the first one, second one, not so much. Top billed stars are Tom Hardy, Michelle Williams, and Riz Ahmed. Runtime 1 hour and 52 minutes, rated PG-13. The genre from Rotten Tomatoes says fantasy, action, adventure, sci-fi. There's a little smorgasbord of genres for you to chew on. IMDb rating is 6.7 out of 10 from 356,000 reviews. Rotten Tomatoes gives it a 30% from critics and 81% from us, from the Joe Schmoes. On a $100 million budget, this one made a worldwide box office haul of $856 million. Probably more than that, since that's what Box Office Mojo tells us. Right now, where you can watch this is you have to rent it or buy it. No one's got it on any streaming services that I could find. 5 reasons why you should watch this. Number 1, if you like Tom Hardy, and he's always great. Number 2, if you liked Upgrade from our previous movie review podcast, or RoboCop, then you'll like this. Number 3, if you like some dark humor in your superhero movies, this has got that. If you're a fan of the Spider-Man universe, but don't want Spider-Man in your movie, then this is for you. If you want to turn 84% of your brain off and enjoy popcorn film, this is for you. At this point, there may be some spoilers up ahead, so if you want to watch and then come back and join us for our breakdown of Venom, go ahead and do that now. Popcorn trivia. In the comics, the Venom symbiote was initially worn by Peter Parker as a Spider-Man suit after he finds it on another planet before eventually separating and bonding with Eddie Brock. However, the movie makes the symbiote's independent discoveries of the Life Foundation, removing any connection to Spider-Man whatsoever. Indeed, the giant white spider insignia that typically appears on Venom's chest is absent. The filmmakers cite the films of horror directors John Carpenter and David Cronenberg as an influence on the film, as well as the horror comedy films An American Werewolf in London from 1981 and Ghostbusters from 1984. And I would have to agree, there's some weird tonal shifts in this that would lend itself to those films. Originally, Tom Hardy was going to portray Venom in motion capture visual effects, but that plan was scrapped because the facial features couldn't be imitated. He says, "Your eyes and teeth and tongue are not going to match with his, and you need a 7-foot-tall basketball player in a lycra suit for the physical shots." Venom is fully computer graphic imagery in the film. Tom Hardy cites singer James Brown as an influence on Venom's voice, which I would have to agree. It's not that James Brown's voice is weird, but it's weird coming out of Tom Hardy's face, if that makes any sense. Paul J. Franklin, the visual effects supervisor on Venom, won Academy Awards for his work on Inception and Interstellar. He also worked on director Christopher Nolan's Batman trilogy. Tom Hardy was also in Inception and The Dark Knight Rises. So they got a pretty good visual effects supervisor, if I don't say so myself. Popcorn beefs. I have no specific beef with this film, although not sure it was intentional, but the tonal shifts of the movie are a bit jarring at times. So, I mean, if I had to nitpick, that's probably what I would say is my beef. All right, let's get into the review of Venom from 2018. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba. Welcome back to another episode of the Popcorn Priest. We are coming at you after the screening of Venom. It was Cole's pick this month, and
he had Venom.
I had Venom in my library. Taylor's going to read the synopsis.
What? No, I didn't.
Yeah, you are. You are. Because I don't have it on my phone. We usually can
Taylor,
see it.
you're responsible for one thing and you didn't even do it.
I thought he was talking to someone else.
No, I was talking to you. Get it on your...
Okay, just a second.
IMDb or...
Get it on that phone, Taylor.
something else.
It's directed by a Ruben Fleischer.
Fleischer?
Mm-hmm.
Who gave us films such as
30 minutes or less.
30 minutes.
Okay, here's the Google Play thing, which is where you had it from. Okay. The evolution story of Marvel's most enigmatic, complex, and badass character, Venom! Exclamation point. Eddie Brock is a broken man after he loses everything, including his job and fiancée. Just when his life is at its lowest, he becomes host to an alien symbiote, which results in extraordinary superpowers, transforming him into Venom. Will these powers be enough for this lethal new protector to defeat great evil forces, especially against the far stronger and more weaponized symbiote rival Riot? Some good copy. It's directed by Ruben Fleischer, starring Tom Hardy and Michelle Williams.
Wow, that was an intense
Yes. I would have taken another pass.
Synopsis.
I would have taken another pass at that if I were writing it. Then again, maybe I wouldn't have, because he's probably written more. He's like, it doesn't matter.
It probably doesn't matter.
Yeah. If you've seen the trailer, you know what you're going into.
So, we get a Spider-Man movie where Spider-Man does not exist in the world portrayed.
But at the end of the film, it does.
Has a weird tie-in with a commercial for Into the Spider-Verse, that's interesting.
The post-credit scene.
Like a tie-in, like it's like Venom's in the Spider-Verse. It's just because Venom's not even referenced in that movie.
Yeah.
Considering Sony had to take $1 billion write-off last year for their movie division, I can see how they want to market every film they've got in any manner possible. So it makes sense why they threw that in there.
They're great.
Okay. Fair enough.
I had a lot of problems with this film, but I liked it at the same time.
I mean, it's not.
It's not. The tone shifts every 5 minutes.
It's not good, but it's not boring by any means.
Yeah,
it's not a cinematic masterpiece, but it keeps you entertained.
It's kind of like the type of like comic book movie you would have expected in like the late '90s, like or early 2000s.
It's kind of
like Spawn and
it's
like
kind
all
of
these
like
weird
movies. It's kind of like one of the original Spider-Mans in terms of like villains and
how it's kind of cheesy in a way, even though it's like trying to be serious.
Yeah, that's the thing, is it doesn't know whether to be serious or like comedic tone to like lighten the mood, but it doesn't.
Is it though, or is it just because?
Well, I think that's the whole point.
The way that it's produced and portrayed is just inherently hilarious.
I think that's the whole point of the that's the whole point of the banter between Eddie and Venom, is like it's trying to lighten the mood.
That's like the character of the suit, like it's like trying to crack wise and like knows human culture. It's hard to look at that and be like, no, this is good. This should have been kept.
Yeah, and I didn't like the what he kept calling him.
Who, Elon Musk?
Oh, Elon Musk's version.
He is Elon Musk in this movie. He owns his own private space.
I know
it's
that's
space program. Yeah,
it's SpaceX, but it's not going bankrupt.
It's like, come on, I need a little older guy.
No, they wanted him to be like a wunderkind. Like, it's like at the age of 24,
I know
he's cured cancer.
Everything that came out of his mouth, I'm like, I don't believe anything you're saying. Sorry.
Well,
you would have. They should have gone back and gotten the guy from Spider-Man 1, Willem Dafoe.
Yeah.
It'd be
Perfect.
great in that role.
Yeah. That would have elevated the film immensely.
He would have like been fine with doing like the Nick Cage freakouts that they always do when they wear the suit. That's another thing about the suit that makes it really funny is like it's something you could see Nick Cage doing like.
Yeah,
where he's like I'm doing like
as the Venom character or the Elon Musk character.
Probably more as like Eddie Brock. When he's like infected, because like there's a scene where he's kind of doing that, and he's like acting all weird.
It's like leaving Las Vegas, but it's a symbiote rather than alcohol that he's poisoning himself with. He could go either way.
Oh man, I'm trying to think about how to rate this film.
I give it 3 out of 4. It was weird, but it kept me entertained. Like I wasn't bored.
It's not like aggressively terrible like in its production either. Like CG's for the most part pretty good.
Yeah,
fight scenes are okay.
They did. I mean, they overdid it a couple of times, but they made it look pretty realistic. At least during the fight scenes when he's at least got symbiote popping out of him rather than full on.
Yeah, it's a weird movie.
Yeah, there is some weird scenes that are
a little too cartoony.
Yeah, that should have been good. Should have been fine, but they're not.
They stand out in a weird way.
But the stuff that's like awesome, that's you expect, I don't know, to be awesome.
It's better than that Green Lantern movie, which it kind of reminded me of with the way that he turned like his appendages into weapons.
Oh his fists and everything. Yeah, for sure. I would have to give this. I would say.
Is it falling in between the cracks on your scale and you just can't nail it down? You gotta expand. You gotta expand that scale into a continuum, like I have.
Yeah, my scale is like a 5-star scale.
Taylor's ever evolving million, billion, trillion stars.
I need the granularity. Some movies warrant it.
758,000 stars.
Half a billion plus.
I give it a medium
stars.
bucket, which is an equivalent of a 3 out of 5 star. I give it a medium bucket of popcorn.
Yeah, that's were I to fit my continuum scale onto a crude, discrete 5-point scale. Is probably where I'd put it, but I'm gonna say 500 million stars plus 1.
That seems like a lot. Because sometimes it's billions and billions. A million stars.
Well, it's half as good as a great film. A million stars, I'm sure I do billion stars. I have to have moved up.
Other films that you've enjoyed, you've only given 1,000 stars.
That's true. Atrocious.
That's true. Sometimes you said 1,000 stars.
Okay, 100 stars. I think that's
100 stars.
I think that, yeah.
As long as you're on some kind of percentage system, it's determined, I suppose. We can figure that out. As long as it's like 78 stars, then we're getting somewhere.
Yeah, like a bad movie's just going to be like a couple stars. This is competent and not boring, so.
I think we're just going to have to force you into a grading system. It's either got to be an F or an A or any kind of anything in between.
I need the continuum.
You can give it a D plus.
I need to give it a 7.25698291.
You can't mix movies with the equivalent of pi at 7 places after the decimal.
Sometimes you'll need that.
What do you guys rate the little Easter egg at the end?
What, the actual clip from the movie?
Yeah.
Oh, the teaser for the new movie, the sequel to this. It'll be fine. Like I would be hard pressed to go see it in theaters. Like same as I am with this. I didn't see it in theaters, and I don't really feel like I missed out not doing that. Like I would have felt different about it.
The choice of the character or the actor they've gone with to play the character reminds me of Jesse Eisenberg trying to pull off Lex Luthor. Like, it's going to be a strange.
That's a great comparison.
It's either going to be fantastic.
That was really bad, though.
That's what I mean.
Well, I know.
That was horrendous, man. I'd forgotten how bad that was.
That's what I mean. It could be really bad. Or it could be really good. I'm saying it's
what risky. Was he thinking with that?
It was not good.
Wasn't he like? What, man?
Yeah, that was bad.
Yeah, okay, that's before I give it a scale, it's way better than Suicide Squad, and it's way better than Batman vs. Superman.
That is correct.
So,
I 100% agree.
I Suicide Squad was way better than Batman vs Superman. I hated that movie.
I hated both of them a lot, so it's like you want to say one's better than the other, I'll be like, sure.
Yeah, they're both equally.
In terms of plot, yeah, Suicide Squad was extremely pointless. But the characters made up for it because it was fun to watch certain people.
Yeah, but as soon as you got used to one character, you're like, this is kind of good, and then all of a sudden it's like, now we're talking about somebody else that I don't really care about.
It changes it up.
Oh, it's so bad.
Yeah, the editing was.
I have not seen a DC movie since that movie, so.
I'm telling you, Wonder
Didn't
Woman's
see Wonder
worth
Woman, didn't see Justice League, I'm not going to see Aquaman.
it. Justice League is worth seeing when Superman shows up. It's everything up to that point is just
Because of
boring.
his weird mustache. Yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah.
Well, no, you don't know. They actually do a good job. Of it.
No,
Not from what I've seen of the
It's
still
pretty bad.
images. Maybe when it's in motion, you don't
It's
notice
all
it as
right.
much.
I didn't really notice, but
it's like a weird skin paste.
it's like they grafted something onto his face.
Does it look as bad as like young Patrick Stewart in that X-Men Origins Wolverine? Because that was
bad.
That was one of the worst uses of CG I've ever seen.
He looked like a lizard.
He
man.
didn't even look human.
He looked like a bald lizard man.
That's a white
Wonder
tangent.
Woman was awesome.
I didn't see it.
Yeah, no, I'm saying it is.
I like
it's
it.
awesome.
No,
It's really good.
You
Like
should see that.
I'm sorry. They shouldn't have burned me 2 movies in a row. And I would have forgiven them.
Aquaman just passed $1 billion as well.
They burned me twice.
They,
fooled me once.
like that's one of the Chris Pine surprisingly actually makes that movie pretty good. Like he's one of the people in there. That
He does a good job.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like we've
gone off
tangents.
Okay, it's fun.
In the realm of comic books.
No, yeah, it was good.
Yeah, it's a
good.
superhero movie.
It was a good conversation, but
It's weird. It's weird that Spider-Man's not even in it, but it's been hard to do an actual spin-off with the way the Spider-Man property is currently. So makes sense that they were like, well, let's just try it.
Well, because they don't really have much to work with. So.
Yeah,
they succeeded. I mean, there's another one. So
88 million opening weekend.
jeez, that's crazy. Well, any last parting thoughts?
no.
That's it.
Other than Tom Hardy's voice in this movie, his the way he talks, his
It's
implaceable
kind of
accent,
art.
it's insane. It's amazing.
Yeah,
It's art unto itself.
he's a good actor, and you make so much noise during the recording of this. That's so funny.
You should edit it out.
Yeah, he can just cut that part
I don't
out.
know how I'd
Get
edit.
better at sound mixing.
Even if I gave everyone lapel mics, which eventually we'll have, that'll.
You're just going to hear us breathing through our nose when somebody else is
Yeah, well,
talking.
weird fat person nose whistles.
No,
My turn to talk.
you hear your voice, and then you hear the clicking of your keys. You're like, oh, we're stuck.
I can't help it that I'm fidgety.
It's fine. All right. Well, we'll see you guys next time, and thanks for joining us. As always, hit me up on the Twitters if you want to interact with the great Popcorn Priest at Popcorn Priest. I respond to every tweet. Next week, we will be reviewing First Man from 2018 if you want to get caught up with us. As always, thanks for listening. This has been Should You Watch This with the Popcorn Priest. And from Cole and Taylor, thank you for joining us. We'll see you next week.